Noisy Pixel.
Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Noisy Pixel's first installment of Top Lists. In this first episode, the Noisy Pixel staff picks their favorite games. I am your host, Mark DiMattei, or DiMatti in normal pronunciation here. And if you are a follower of Noisy Pixel and would like to see us make a top list video of your genre of choice, or maybe it's genre of choice, leave a comment below. Kicking off the video, we have Azario's pick of Saga Frontier 2. Azario says, "It might be a title that you haven't heard of before, but Saga Frontier 2 from Square Enix is by far the best entry in the Saga franchise. The game has a unique way of storytelling where it unfolds at different points of a handful of characters' lives, and it works surprisingly well. The battle system allows players to create new attacks using a series of action combinations, as well as participate in large-scale tactical style battles. From character design to the overall story, Saga Frontier 2 is a game that I can return to time and time again and find fun within its many distinct and well-executed features." Continuing on, we have Jacob coming in with 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. He says, "Often described as Saw meets Titanic, 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors, or 999 for short, is a puzzle game meets a choose-your-own adventure book. Trapped on a sinking replica of the Titanic by the dastardly Zero, you play as Junpei. He and 8 other people will have to team up to solve various locked room puzzles to escape the ship with their lives intact within the given time limit of 9 hours. Junpei's allies end up being a collection of characters from all walks of life that fuel this adventure from beginning to end. Puzzle design in 999 is something to marvel at, and makes the game stand out absolutely one of the best adventure games available." Our boy Brad has chosen the game of Bloodborne as his number 1 choice. Brad says, "I have come to the conclusion that Bloodborne is my favorite game of all time. While others come close, Bloodborne is punishingly brilliant from its deep combat to its dark world. It's not a game that holds your hand and tucks you into bed or anything like that. It's a game where you have to fail, get destroyed, and just explore over and over again to understand how everything works. Bloodborne is a no-guts, no-glory experience, whether you're hunting solo and exploring all the game's lore, taking part in jolly cooperation, or even facing off against a fellow hunter in a duel. Just go out there and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good." Jordan has chosen Fallout 3 to top his game catalog as best game. He says, "For the record, I have to say that Fallout 3 and Persona 4 Golden are so equally tied when it comes to my favorite game of all time. However, if there's any game that seriously got me into hardcore RPGs and eventually JRPGs, it's Fallout 3. From the brilliant world-building techniques implemented by Bethesda Game Studios at the time, the sense of absolute immersion in the game's world, Fallout 3 is just an absolute masterclass of a game. I can almost practically speedrun the first 10 hours or so of the game since I've gone through it a couple of dozen times now. There isn't anything I dislike about Fallout 3. Even its clunky first-person shooting mechanics still hold a place in my heart. I'll never forget my journey through the Capital Wasteland." Brock went with a chilling game known as Overwatch. The man himself says, "Overwatch is a game that I enjoy for a number of reasons, but it's a team-based gameplay, easy to learn but hard to master heroes, and mesmerizing lore is what keeps me coming back. I've never felt so in tune with an online community before, and while there are always some bad eggs to be found, Overwatch encourages cooperative gameplay to a degree that I haven't seen before. With its endless amounts of replayability and unique characters, Overwatch has my complete attention." On to the next game from Victor. He went with Final Fantasy VII. He states, "It's always been said that Final Fantasy VII may not be the best game in the series, but it is definitely the most important. Bringing the series to full 3D graphics on the PlayStation helped propel the series into the mainstream world and ended up being a lot of players' first foray into JRPGs. For me, the story of Cloud Strife and friends was the first time I fully invested myself into stories that video games can tell. While desperately stopping an omnipotent madman from destroying the entire world, Final Fantasy VII allowed me to travel over a large world map and battle a seemingly endless range of enemies, creatures, and robots. As a tear-jerking tale with magic, globetrotting, and giant swords, the game tops the series in my humblest opinion. Mr. Podcaster, Brian chose Turtles in Time SNES or Super Nintendo Entertainment System. He says, while not as mechanically dense or artistically detailed as more modern day games, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time holds a special place in my heart as my #1 game. This old school arcade beat 'em up has a lot going on for it, and there is especially a lot to enjoy if you're a huge TMNT fan like myself. The game has great music, funny jokes, and references to the series, all paired with satisfying beat 'em up mechanics. Additionally, the game is co-op to 2 to 4 players, so you get to share all the funny moments and entertaining stages alongside your friends. Lynn has went with The House in Fata Morgana as her top pick. She says, The House in Fata Morgana is a visual novel with an unpredictable plot. I absolutely loved how mysterious everything is and how it takes its time slowly building up to its conclusion. The game's phenomenal atmosphere ended up really surprising me with its approach to storytelling, as each scene continuously leaves the reader wanting more. The House in Fata Morgana by far one of the best visual novels of its kind, and I couldn't recommend it more. While I could say more, I'd hate to ruin the experience. Lastly, Noisy Pixels Noah has declared Apex Legends as his new favorite game. He states, It's hard to quantify how I put more than 300 hours into Apex Legends since its release. It's even harder to understand how I'm just as excited to play every night as I was the night it was announced. Though Battle Royale burnout is a thing, it's hard to compete with the smooth and responsive gunplay that Respawn has designed. This, in tandem with the fantastic weapon and character design, leads to an exciting match whether I'm dying immediately at Skulltown or being crowned champion in the bunker. All of this in one package has seemingly made this a game that is indeed my favorite video game. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all our future content. I hope you like this first episode of Noisy Pixel's top lists. If you want more because you are bored, go to noisypixel.net. Stop by, read our full reviews, and catch up on the latest and greatest in gaming. We also have an Instagram, Twitter, and Spotify podcast account. Go see us on Spotify podcast account. Spotify.com/The Noisy Pixel Podcast. You should go there. It's cool. Kinda. But check it out.